Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! The following video will contain spoilers from the Supergirl pilot episode that aired on CBS. If you don't want anything ruined or spoiled for you, stop watching now! For everybody that's still here, hi guys, Dave here. And after months of waiting, I finally got to watch the Supergirl premiere on CBS. And I'm making a point of that because, well, I know that the show's pilot was leaked several months ago. A lot of people were checking it out online and whatnot. It's just, my own personal thing is that I don't believe it was done on purpose to be a test audience and stuff like that. And I don't know. I feel a little guilty about watching someone that deals with truth, justice, and the American way talking about something that was illegally distributed, downloaded, and leaked to the internet, and talking about how you got to watch it. That's just me. I'm not trying to preach here. That's my personal. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of personal thoughts on this particular video here. This version of Zor-El is going to be kind of a mishmash of several different types that we've seen throughout the comics and cartoons and stuff. So it's an interesting mix. We never get to see a face of Superman rescuing his cousin from the ship, and this is a little different because we're trying to go for the whole ordinary person, or someone who's forced to keep something secret, hidden inside, and hold back their power for whatever reason, finally trying to come into their own. Now, every person I know can relate to this. Every woman I know. This is something that can be very empowering and fun to watch. And Melissa Benoist definitely rocks as a very fun, relatable, and very positive Supergirl. We show her being dropped off after her rocket segued into the Phantom Zone and finally landed. Superman takes her to her adopted parents, the Danvers, played by Dean Cain and Helen Slater. She decides to hide her powers away because the world doesn't need a Superman, and she felt pointless. She gets a job with Cat Grant, played by Callista Flockhart. And oh my God, this woman, I think she can fly. She just needs a broom to do so, but I'm not knocking Wiccans. This woman is constructed of, I think, 98% B-word, okay? I'm trying to... You guys know I do not like censorship, but this is going to be going on to various groups and forums and stuff that are a little more family-friendly, so I got to hold it back. And I think the worst thing I'm going to have to say is the word ass, which Hank Henshaw also in here is an ass, but I'll get to him. That prick. Anyway, so she gets a job there. Her sister is on a plane that's about to go down. She reveals her secret, essentially saving the airplane going down. And, she's pretty darn strong, tough and stuff, but she's not sure about the full extent of her powers because she never had to use them. She goes through some growing pains when she finally tries to accept who she is. She gets a costume working out. She hasn't quite got the hang of flying again yet, not fully aware about her full abilities. And unfortunately, because of this, we find out that aliens have been active on Earth for quite some time, but the DEO, an actual group that's in the DC Comics, has been keeping an eye on them to protect the world. But here comes the problem. Hank Henshaw, who plays the main guy in here, we know him in the comics better as the cyborg Superman. See, in a kind of a knockoff of the Fantastic Four, Hank and 3 other people go up to space. They get exposed to radiation. They come back down. They get powers. However, their powers are slowly killing them. The only one that really survives in their normal form is Hank's wife, but Hank exists as energy that can possess machines. Later on, he actually manages to find the rocket that Superman came in, getting a mix of Kryptonian technology and a sample of Kryptonian DNA, later coming back as part Kryptonian cybernetics and part organic Kryptonian. So he's really schmucky. But I don't know if they're going to do that in the show just yet, but trust me, he plays up the ass part really well. Turns out he's not only in charge of that, but we got a whole thing where apparently when Kara's rocket came out of the Phantom Zone, a prison that existed in the Phantom Zone was also broken down, and all these aliens have escaped on Earth, so now Kara feels responsible for having to try to take them back. To an old fart of 42 like myself, this sounds a lot like the plotline to the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. Check it out, it's one of my favorite Scooby-Doo series there. But eventually, we also get to find out that her sister, her human adopted sister, was also working for the DEO and was trying to keep things at the down low, trying to keep her hidden because of the whole thing. Kara's trying to find herself in this. She ends up fighting a villain tagged as the Lumberjack, but they use the name Vartox. Now, this ticks me off a little bit because Vartox in the comics has at times been a rival to Superman, and they're recently making him more into a villain, but I remember when he was actually cool, and he was actually a superhero in his own right with powers similar to Superman's, but they're deciding to make him more of a bad guy and whatnot. But what happens here is, for the first time Supergirl fights Vartox, aka the Lumberjack, with his atomic axe, she gets hurt, and given the fact that she's been pretty much nigh invulnerable, most of her life on the Earth, she's never had to really deal with pain and suffering and things like that. So, couple inexperience with raw power and never really feeling that kind of pain before, she's doing what she can to try her best to hopefully clean up the situation. It comes to a point where Vartox is threatening to take out the city, National City. If it's ever existed in DC Comics before, I got to admit I'm not familiar with it. So it's just one of those other cities that was invented. Heck, I'm actually in Leesburg, Florida, and I remember a time when Supergirl, the comic book, took place in the city of Leesburg. Not Florida, I think it was more Virginia, but it was Leesburg. It was kind of cool. Anyway, so Vartox is heading to National City, and Supergirl pretty much is asking Hank Henshaw for permission to go take him out. Now, she's worried about Supergirl being a threat. Keep this little psychology in mind. If someone that powerful was a threat, she wouldn't be asking permission to do the right thing. So that's a nice little clue there. So she goes, do her thing, and using a bit of clever trickery and having her opponent underestimate her, manages to actually take Vartox down. But he takes himself out before any secrets could be revealed. So there's all kind of secret things going on here, an evil conspiracy group and stuff made of the prisoners, and no one can get any more information out of it. Kara's sister also shows that she's proven herself, and she has also a place in the DEO. And we left off with Kara acclimating herself and becoming more happy in her role. James Olsen comes in here. It turned out he's been keeping an eye on Kara as well, thanks to her cousin, Cal, so that was cool. And the show was interesting, it was fun. Also, I gotta get to the end part here where what evil council meeting thing comes up, and turns out it looks like this woman that looks a lot like Kara's mother. And it looks like it's revealed that they're actually twins. So it looks like this evil woman here is her aunt. So we'll have to see there. That's probably going to cause some confusion there. But overall, I thought that the show was not bad. I mean, I love watching The Flash and Arrow, and the same executive producers doing this. And it definitely has a cool modern vibe and take to it. It has a lot of potential and promise. Now, I'm not as excited. I didn't get the same hookup and feel of it of watching like the Flash the first time, but I definitely want to watch more of Supergirl. People are comparing the whole thing with Supergirl versus Gotham and stuff, and I know that all the hardcore DC fans want to check out both, but personally, this is just my opinion. Don't hate me on this now, but personally, I lost interest in Gotham halfway through the first season. I mean, yes, it's a good, decent show. It's a cop drama or whatever taking place in this, but it's also a prequel, and I'm sorry, I can't fully get behind something that you already know how the story is supposed to end. I know that they're saying, we're not afraid to kill off major characters. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever, okay? You're trying to get ratings. I get that, but I digress. Anyway. I definitely want to watch Supergirl more. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing reviews for every episode of Supergirl. It's a good show. I loved Supergirl growing up, but it hasn't fully grabbed me yet to the point where I feel compelled to share my fandom the same way I do with my Flash videos. I mean, heck, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan, but this season, I have yet to make a single review video for Doctor Who, so it could be just that I'm a little finicky or picky or whatever, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. I definitely recommend checking out at least once. This is something that, I gotta admit though, I think one of the downsides, if there is one, is, yes, I'm a comic book fan, I grew up loving this stuff, but and we definitely require a powerful, strong female role that's not condescending or in any way to that. This is good. I mean, other than Wonder Woman, Supergirl's definitely one of the tops to do this with. And we can all relate to the growing pains. We can all relate to wanting to reach out and find our inner hero and bring it out and to do what we can. And she's also going to screw up. That's a very human thing. That's the thing. Unlike Kal-El, who had time to practice and everything, and we get to see him after he's pretty much gotten everything worked out, Kara's been holding back most of her life on Earth, and we don't really get to see much of how she's done anything except for trying not to accidentally hurt people. So she's got a lot of growing to do, and we get to grow along with her to see just what she's capable of doing. Other than that, the only thing I gotta wonder is blue beams for heat vision. How does that work? Come on, talk to me. You know, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not opposed to feminist messages. I just thought it would be funny to do a show about Supergirl with the protect your nuts thing. So watch out, boys. Your jewels might very well be Kryptonian kicked. So, but yeah, it's not bad. Check it out. I think you might find some interesting things in here. I've already heard, coming up, spoilers in case you're interested, I've already heard that Red Tornado is going to be appearing on Supergirl. They've already got actors picked to play Maxwell Lord, a very powerful mover and shaker of the DCU. We've got Winslow Schott, a.k.a. the Toyman. So we're going to have a lot of things that are going to be building up in here. I've heard that it's only going to be a 13-episode series. I could be mistaken. Others like The Flash and Arrow have been like 22, 23. We don't know what's going to happen. I guess it won't be until a few episodes down that we're going to see if they are going to be making more episodes to see if they're going to continue on and extend season 1 or not. So, I think, yeah. All in all, Supergirl, pretty good. Worth checking out. And I can easily see that, although I don't feel like I'm the full target audience for it, I mean, this feels like it's targeting young women and women in general for aspiring to find their power, their voice, and stuff like that. I'm not knocking that. I think it's cool. It's just, there's a vibe that makes me feel like, as much as I like The Flash, and as much as I like Supergirl, Supergirl doesn't feel like it's aimed at me or my demographic. But that's cool. I think that Supergirl has the potential to be, as much as The Flash is for me and many other fans, this could be the #1 show and things that people feel just as much for Supergirl. And I'm all for it. Support your fandom, make your voices heard, and if you love it, tell people. There's no shame in it. So, what do you guys think? Please like, comment, subscribe, share, pass this around to the different forums. I only really know about the Supergirl forum right now on Facebook, thanks to it's connected with the Flash Facts, Arrow Cave, Teen Titans on TNT. So right now I'm going to be passing it around to that particular one here. So Legends of Tomorrow as well. But anyway, please. Let me know what you guys think. If you have a different opinion, please get in front of your webcam or camera and let the world know. All right. Till next time, guys. Dave signing off. Peace. Yum, yum.